Hey guys, how we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin?
Right. So the last we're on episode 3 now of the Americans. The last 2 episodes, I was wondering about it. We haven't had any Martha yet.
No, and that is definitely a story that is not going away.
No, it's not.
I think Stan and Martha is still going to be a thing. Maybe it's on the back burner until Stan and Philip kind of resolve their issue. Maybe not. We're definitely not done with Stan. We're still seeing a lot of Stan.
It's a big Stan season so far.
But Stan getting at Martha, getting at Philip, while there's this tension between Stan and Philip, seems a little messy, I think, for a narrative. It's possible, but it would be tough to pull off well.
I want to say they pulled it off because I have confidence in the writers,
Sure.
especially after season 3. Somebody on Patreon had a really good. They broached a really good question. They said, "Does Philip love Martha or Elizabeth more?" And I said Elizabeth. Obviously, I don't doubt that he has some sort of love for Martha, but I do think that it's more of his conscience getting at him.
It's possible, but it's also possible he actually does love Martha.
I think he does. I'm just saying. I think that it's more of like I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I don't want to have to do anything bad to you, basically. Because he's obviously struggling. He's going to EST or EST, but I do think that he does care for her, right?
Absolutely. He's been feigning being in a relationship with her for years. That's hard to do and actually not develop feelings for somebody, I would think.
Yeah.
He's been playing her boyfriend and then playing her husband to the point now where he probably feels like her boyfriend and her husband.
But
and yeah. The prudent thing at some point would have been to silence her permanently, and that never even entered his mind, or at least he didn't let it come to that when it looked like that's where the train was going.
Yeah, and he obviously took his wig off and showed her,
right. That was a big move.
But if it comes down to Elizabeth Martha, I think he's going Elizabeth.
Sure.
For
sure.
That's his ride or die. But yeah, so hopefully we do get her this episode because I'm actually looking forward to seeing Martha, which is crazy. But the Stan thing. Stan's got a lot on his plate. Not only the Martha and the Philip situation, the Oleg situation.
Right.
Them not getting Nina back. Like, I think he has to spy on Oleg. I don't think they can hatch another plan. I really don't.
I don't know. We're not done with Nina.
No.
But we had 2 escape plans for Nina, and they both have blown up now.
Yep.
So I feel like we're going to have Nina moving forward. So it seems logical that there would be an option C at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, because she's very good. She's worked basically for 3 different people doing all these different tasks before, and she's crushed it with all of them.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think we're done. With the plan to get her out.
She did get caught though with the note.
Yeah, so she got caught. She's in trouble again.
Yep.
But if the alternative is we're done with her completely, which that would be she's going to prison forever. Yeah. I don't think that's it. I don't think we're done with her.
She's definitely too valuable.
Right.
Like I said, she's really good at her job, which she does. So I'm looking forward to this episode. The Pastor Tim situation is also interesting. The last episode was called Pastor Tim, but he wasn't in it at all.
Yeah, that was cool how he was just a focus but never really showed up. Yeah.
I like that. I like when they do that. So I want to see Tim sit down with Pastor Tim as well.
They're going to have to, right? Because now that they know, now that Paige told them, there's no plausible deniability they can't hurt him because Paige will know that that's exactly what happened. Even if it looks like an accident, she'll know.
Yeah, it's like with Mad Men, how we're getting Don and Sally getting close with one another. He's able to tell her things. Mm-hmm. I like on this show that they're actually able to have these conversations with Paige now.
Right. So we'll see how on the same page Pastor Tim is moving forward. Does it mean that they're going to have to start going to church now to satisfy him? It is quite possible that they're going to have to really start becoming a part of the church in order to guarantee their safety.
I would love to see some shots of them in church and just them looking so miserable.
Yeah, we've seen them already.
We've seen that. It'd be great if they get that weekly.
Right, we do want to thank all of our patrons for being here, but especially Doritos Extreme patrons, Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, and NJ. Thank you so much, guys. We're really happy you're here with us.
Yes, we are. Doritos Extreme is great. And if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, guys, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you might hit the subscribe button for us, leave us a like, leave us a comment down below, and please hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've covered here.
We'd like to see a full reaction to this and everything else we've watched or currently watching. Please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show we're watching, including The Americans, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon and we're on YouTube. So if you want to keep going after watching the edits on YouTube, that's the place to do it. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material.
Yes.
You will only see near us for copyright purposes. Mm-hmm. We're also currently watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive.
What? Still not used to it.
No hair, no glasses, no turtlenecks. You've gotten a lot hotter.
I got it in the car. He was putting it on.
Yeah.
But if you can't do it yourself when you get home, what's the point? We are not here just to sell a product.
She's going to Avon meetings
Yeah.
now. It's funny. She's like, how do you put on makeup? It's like what she does all the time.
For their skin tone.
It's cool.
I tell all my friends they don't have to look like Martians. We are all Americans now.
That's quite the line.
Yeah, it's a great line for Elizabeth to like.
Yeah, you're right. So as far as Martha jumping off the Philip ship, I wonder what's going to push her over the edge. Her finding out about...
Or her just getting arrested.
Yeah, good, I guess.
I mean, Stan is watching her.
He is.
We have very strict rules about keeping secrets. People tell us very personal things, and they wouldn't do that if they couldn't trust us.
So get right into it.
Well, there you go.
But I have to be honest, I've never heard anything like this.
This is so weird.
You know, what we do isn't so different from what you do.
It looks like it was kill him.
Our country isn't perfect. Neither is this one.
Yeah.
Do you think he realizes he's a threat here?
I think he's oblivious.
Let's all think about this for a few days and talk again.
Reassuring at all.
I don't think he realizes that he's an actual serious threat.
Can't seem to get rid of this, can I?
No, you keep it here at your house. How about that?
It's one old man or a family of four.
That's what I'm saying.
You need to help Paige work on keeping Pastor Tim quiet. Just for a little longer.
Yeah.
The risk is so huge that he's going to tell that Alice or Tim is going to tell somebody.
So, Paige, how close are you with Pastor Tim? You gonna be mad if we kill him?
Yeah.
The counters on our Xerox machine indicate 6 extra copies unaccounted for today alone.
Is that Martha?
But when people don't log their copies, they put the division at risk. Are we clear?
Yes.
He's not doing great, is he? Agent Gad is going through it.
It's in a mood to do.
Yeah.
That's
See,
a
this
great
isn't
shot.
done.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Stan knows. Or strongly suspects.
What if I went out with you? Got you started?
That would be nice. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do it. Let me get your number.
That'd be great.
So good at that.
Yeah, we're kind of wondering what her husband does.
Yeah.
That feels like that's the angle.
Yeah.
How could he do that? Why would he do that?
People talk.
Alice, when she gets around women, she always says I shouldn't be saying this, and then...
There you go. Maybe they are getting Paige on the side of...
There we go.
We can't have him turn against us. He cares about you, Paige. He doesn't want to see you hurt.
By the way, here's a pen. If you stick him within his arm, he'll be dead in 30 seconds.
It's okay. We'll just go to his house later.
That's
We'll
right.
take him out. Do you want to come? No, but it's kind of weird that he's working her now.
Yeah, he is.
She's legit an ally or asset now.
It's family stuff. Boring.
You want to talk about it?
No, not really.
It's just that...
Yeah. Yeah, I was waiting for it. Yeah. Wow.
Thank you. No, really. I mean it. I mean, sometimes I don't mean it, but this time I do.
Fire salesman.
They're done, Claudia.
Yeah, Granny.
There's always another choice. No one knows that better than you.
So he's actually being nice here.
There are no good choices here.
First there are no choices, now there are no good choices. I'd say we're making progress.
I think Randy's going to be a problem, too.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Trying to bring their daughter in was a mistake. It's time to take them home.
Paige and Henry are not going to like that one.
It's not going to happen anyway.
No way. But, like...
I think Gabriel might not be long for this world.
He's trying to help him, too.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think they would want to go home, honestly. I think they want to stay in America.
To the kids, for sure.
Yeah.
She'd talk to Pastor Tim. Tell him how she feels.
And how does she feel?
Pastor Tim needs to shut up.
Hurt, angry.
No anger.
I know. She knows.
Have you patched things up with Stan yet?
No.
While you're in Florida, you'll be with her every single moment. No phone calls, No private discussions out of a hearing.
I would figure it out.
Yeah. We were together the whole time.
Yeah.
It wasn't us.
People believe what they need to believe.
Yeah, Paige would get by it. She'd be like, maybe they just...
That's too smart.
We come home and she finds out something's happened to them. The center can't think we can ever bring her into this work.
Right. Your security is, yeah.
Yeah, you really don't, dude. It sucks. You just have to keep lying and be like, yeah, we could really use them. You know?
I think it could have worked if he didn't tell his wife. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Especially if she really is a gossip risk.
She'll think about this and she'll figure it out, not right away, but...
Yeah, she will. I think so, too.
Yeah.
They've given us a way out of this that lets us keep our lives.
Keep their jobs, you mean?
But I mean, look how American they are now, right? Like,
Sure.
she's having fun selling makeup.
Right.
He's going to therapy.
You know, Alice.
Why did you tell her?
When I tell you something,
Until we know exactly what your parents do and whether or not people get hurt.
I can't do this.
Paige. Paige.
I'm sorry.
This is the first time we've seen her against Pastor Tim.
Yeah.
Even when Phil talked to her, she was...
Maybe she'd be more maybe she'd be not quite as intense if something happened to him.
They come back, he's dead, and she's like, good.
I get it.
Yeah, sure, call guys.
You doing tours to Epcot?
Looking into it.
Looking into what?
Epcot.
I've always wanted to go.
Disney World? Yeah.
Never been.
Spring break would be such a zoo. We could learn stuff at Epcot.
Nearly as bad as the summer would be.
Yeah.
They do have off-season family
Never been.
getaway vouchers.
Yeah,
Good for now.
I've been.
Until March 31st. I mean, they might have something last minute.
I recommend never going during a busy period. Go off season so it's not like as crowded.
So no Christmas, no
Right.
summer.
Christmas, no summer, no spring break.
This weekend, I got them to take us.
You all right?
I need to talk to you.
Just gonna tell, I need you to kill Pastor Tim.
That's what Epcot's for. Yeah,
Right.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
I still don't know really what you guys do. I know you're spies and everything, but do people get hurt?
I'd lie about that too.
Let's talk about everything on our trip.
Yeah. While Henry's on one of those rides he wants to do 17 times in a row.
We gotta go put a story together and tell you that story.
I thought there was a way around it, but after the way this episode's gone, I'm like, I don't think I don't think Tim is salvageable.
No. Which we kind of called it, but we saw how it could go all sorts of ways, you know?
Thank you. I appreciate the fork.
That's funny. I'm a chopstick guy.
I like chopsticks too, yeah.
What did I eat?
One of these?
I do really like Korean barbecue. You ever had it? Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, water's not gonna help. Get her some milk.
Right, yeah. You have any ice cream? I said, don't touch your eyes.
Yeah.
How was your mouth? It's better. I'm still kind of embarrassed, though.
Me too. You should never come here again.
I hope she feels bad about working her.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I was just dropping Matthew off. I thought I'd come say hi to you guys.
Stand outside? I don't know. Oh, man.
That's not a good look.
Nope.
With your psycho neighbor.
Nope.
Do you want something to eat? Some coffee?
Maybe a cup of tea?
Sure. Great. That's about the limit of my kitchen skills.
I think he should tell her about Stan.
Yeah.
She's the one who could fix it.
Yep.
In other news, Stan almost took a swing at me a couple of days ago.
This is good. Yeah, I think she has to know.
At the restaurant?
Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to deck me.
Stan is so into always being the tough guy.
Yeah.
Portion. We had a lying incident with Paige recently. It's just been a mess.
I mean, raising teenagers is...
Yeah.
Stan, I could see him moving out of that house and living in a motel, not seeing Matthew, because who wants to visit their dad in a motel?
Let's just go patch things up with Stan so he's off my back.
Yeah.
Matthew doesn't see him enough, and he misses him. I mean, he would never say anything, but I can tell.
So go across the street.
Yeah, go talk to your ex-husband and get him to calm down.
You stay here. I'm gonna go grab him real fast.
In particular, comments expressing that the FBI feels. But it is not appropriate to say that the FBI feels.
Urgent memo from the director.
The Bureau does not feel, Stan.
You want to find out who really planted that bug? Help me track Martha.
I won't do it, Stan.
It's like Stan.
Yeah. Never mind. I thought these guys would get along better, but that.
Hotel reservations, 2 rooms, adjacent, non-smoking, with views.
Views of what?
PGA Championship golf course.
Don't they need one big room so that they can't see they snuck out in the night?
Yeah.
We get so busy sometimes we forget what is most important.
Thank you.
That's true. How many trips have they actually taken with their kids over the years?
Just one to a really scary hotel.
Right?
I guess in season 2 when the family was murdered.
That's true. I guess they took one day at a theme park.
With 2 kids who don't know anyone, don't know the language, you don't think they'd hate us then?
This is weird that she's the one that's wanting to stay here.
Yeah.
We'll take another dose every 6 hours for 24 hours. 4 shots.
Crap. Yeah. Well, Florida ain't happening.
Nope. Gotta get on the phone.
It's the last place you want to go if you have a infectious disease.
Yeah, go to one of the most populous places in the country.
Contagion 2.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, as always, great episode.
Yeah.
All right. So, the Pastor Tim thing, I wonder if that's... Well, okay, so if this is Granny that's slipped Gabriel something, it's definitely going to happen, right?
Yeah, but the problem is now that they can't be covered. The whole point was them being covered.
And they're gone.
So,
they're not home with the kids. So
right.
now Paige is going to be like, well, guess
right.
y'all did that.
If that's what happened, I mean, I'm sure they're going to call the center and be like, you better call it off because we're in quarantine. The whole point is for Paige not to think we were involved.
So that cares that much, though. You know what I mean? Like, do you think they'd call that off?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Right.
They're debating about getting him out of the country. They care enough.
Right.
I mean, obviously, if the center didn't care, it would have been like right up front, kill Pastor Tim.
Sure.
And they waited until
I guess
they waited until it became a bigger threat. I think they actually care about it.
They went out of the way to be like, all right, go on vacation.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I think they care.
Just hop on the phone and call them. Because you got plenty of time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Gabriel's obviously got a safe phone.
Yep.
That's his job to have a safe phone.
Yep.
So I think they can. Now, we obviously don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if they're actually going to start getting sick. We don't know if they're fine. We don't know if wires get crossed and they die anyway. We don't know if Tim and Alice start talking anyway because they're mad at Paige right now.
That's what
Alice has a big mouth. Right, yeah, exactly.
That's a time bomb, basically.
Right. The center may go ahead and do it simply because they may be like, we know this sucks. We don't want to do it, but we also can't wait because this is a really big risk.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't, tapped his phone or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or have surveillance.
They probably do.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because that's your safest bet. Because it's like, oh, she said something, we got to go.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
now.
I would think now that it's common knowledge that they know that they do watch 24/7
for sure. They probably do. They have drivers on everybody.
Sure.
The extent of people they have in DC is
it's
pretty crazy. Yeah. Okay. So it does buy him some more time on the show, which is not a good thing.
Right.
I don't know. It's like sometimes when we think characters are going to die on the show,
we've been wrong.
We've been wrong a lot. So maybe he gets another extra episode or 2. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm fairly confident in the fact that it will get resolved and he will be at the show.
I would be really surprised if Pastor Tim is anywhere near the show in season 5.
I mean, he's going to take a few days and let's think about it. Maybe he comes around. Maybe he's like, all right, guys, we'll play ball.
Right. But I think the fact that he told his wife kind of takes that out of the equation. Sure. I think the whole will you play ball thing was on the table when just he was the only one who knew. Now that he's told her, and Paige has very much said she can't keep her mouth shut, that changes the dynamic a lot.
Big time. And is Paige going to be... Well, no, she's not going to be on board with it because she asked him, if you guys ever hurt people. And it's like...
Yeah, Paige is not on board with killing people.
She knows very little to the extent of what they actually do. And
yeah. I mean, they made sure they expressed that in this episode. Yeah. I don't know at all what you do. Do you hurt people? No one gets hurt. I think her reaction would have been a lot different if sometimes people die.
Yeah.
She would not have been okay with that. Yeah.
That is a pickle, man.
So they're in a rough one right now. I think all you probably could do is, if the sinner goes ahead and kills Tim because of the time crunch on it, and there is one, then you have to just hope that your plausible deniability is that you can convince Paige you didn't have anything to do with
We're
it.
quarantined.
Yeah. I mean, really, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also, do you think Gabriel is done?
I don't know.
I'm willing to bet no, just because if they were going to kill him, he'd be dead
when they came back. Yeah.
And Frank Langella, great actor.
Yep. I don't know how long he's on the show or how long they kept him around.
It would be a little unceremonious to kind of do him away like this. I don't think he'll be on the show the whole run.
No, I don't either.
At all. But I don't know. I don't think he's gonna.
It doesn't seem like this is it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I want to see if this was Granny. I think it is.
I do too. I would place the bet because Granny is obviously the more hardened one of the two.
Yeah, she is.
So when her there's always another option. This might be what one of her options is to kill
kill everybody.
Is to kill the guy that's giving them that thinks they should get out.
Yep.
And her going back to working them. I will say this: I predicted in season 1. I'm surprised it's taken this long, but at some point, I feel like either Elizabeth or Philip are going to deal with Granny. I think it's inevitable. I think it's been inevitable since the show started.
I think at this point it's gonna be like a final season kind of thing,
I think
in many ways she's kind of the main antagonist. Sort of.
She is a problem for them. She's been a problem for them since day one. She's the one that really kicked off the idea of recruiting their kids. You know, so Granny, every time she shows up since season 1, right? She helped them out in the finale, but since then, when she's come in, she's kind of been a problem for the family.
And there was a great line where Elizabeth says to Granny pretty early on, like, you and I will settle this one day.
Right.
And
I think so. I think that was absolutely foreshadowing. And like I said, I don't think it'll be Philip that does it. I think it'll be Elizabeth because I feel like they've really set that up well. And it's such a Fargo callback that it's not like overly predictable at this point.
Yeah.
But I think it should happen
Still
that
plotting.
way. Yeah, it is.
And also, real quick, touch on Martha and Stan. I was thinking about it whenever he told the agent whose name I forget.
I always forget his name. I don't know how much his name actually gets said on the show.
Got the mustache.
Yeah, mustache guy.
Six dad. But he said he's been watching her, obviously.
Right.
If he's watching her that closely, I know that they have people watching Martha as well, so if Philip rolls up, they can just be like, hey, don't do it tonight. There's people on her.
Right.
Will he see Philip going to see Martha?
No.
You don't think so?
Not until season 6, maybe.
No.
If Martha stays around that long.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That
then he'll really put two and two together.
That would be a show ender.
Gotcha. I think. Like, Phil, what are you doing here? You have an affair with Martha? He
wouldn't even know her.
Exactly. Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense.
So it makes it tougher though because he's. I don't want to say being careless, but he's not wearing his disguise around there. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, the disguise was just for her.
Disguise is just for her.
And I think Stan would have seen through the disguise anyway.
Yeah.
And he still looks like Matthew Rhys, just Matthew Rhys with a bad wig on.
I know. They get away with people not recognizing them a lot though with those outfits on.
Well, I think the outfits are just if you're ever going to go to a cop and describe them, you're going to see the weird hair and the glasses and a face, right? I don't think it's to confuse people who've seen them before into not recognizing the fact that that's who they are.
Not like Mission Impossible masks.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Stan knows absolutely what Philip and Elizabeth look like. Sure. I don't think there is a disguise they're going to put on that was by design ever remotely supposed to fool someone that knows them.
No, on the flip side, then, if he continues to go see Martha and people drive by and say, hey, Stan's here.
Right.
It can get to the point where he's like, I can't see her. Like, there's people on her all the time. Like, this is just, I have to, cut my losses here, just disappear.
Possible.
So, I don't know. I'm curious to see where that goes as well. Obviously, they're building towards something with Martha's character, especially if Mustache Man is...
Absolutely. Right. You're going to try to ask her out. Yeah.
So, I'm really looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Right. And obviously, she's not going to be romantically interested in him at all.
No,
so that's not an angle that's going to play out.
Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.